Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is Saturday the 11th of Feb 2023. And we're looking at, I'm going to hold the microphone today so that I can face a different way. So that any noises that could be coming out from the lounge room aren't going to come into this microphone. What else do I talk about? We had my mother-in-law come and stay last night. That was lovely. I didn't really put my life on hold though, which is, I guess it's fair enough. I went for a run last night. I'm getting super impressed with the amount of running I can do without stopping now. It's just a matter of, I guess, mental perseverance, which is kind of interesting because once upon a time, I would be like, oh, my lungs, oh, my legs, oh, I couldn't handle it. And I've been working on that. So I've been using my asthma puffer a lot less. I use it once before I go and work out. And then usually once in the morning after I sleep all night, just because of the dust and shit in my room. But it's like, nowhere near as much as I used to when I was smoking and all that other stuff. And I did 3.8 kilometers, or technically 3.7 because I walked for 100 meters or 10 meters, 100, I don't know, whatever. I walked for a minute. I think it worked out at like 0.1 on the treadmill, and then I stopped for the first time at 3.8, but I only stopped because I felt I was going to shit my pants. And I needed to just let out a fart, and I had to like look around and make sure no one else was in there. And it's really hard to like look around while you're running without losing your balance, or losing your momentum and your what's the word? The rhythm. But then I only stop for a minute. That's my rule. I'm only allowed to stop for 60 seconds just to catch my breath and get myself caught up and have a sip of water or whatever I need to do, and then I get back into running. So I ended up doing 5 kilometers in 35 minutes, give or take about a minute off the time, just based on like walking at the beginning and stuff like that. Probably if I ran the entire time, or if I was only running, I didn't do like a warm-up walk, it'd probably be lower. But it's still impressive. The fact that I did almost 4 kilometers without stopping is I never thought I would have been there. And I think it's interesting. It's one of those things where it's like putting in the hard work for the gym, and like making sure I'm pushing myself to run further and run for longer. And, and it's like there's an element of like I'm really pushing myself to do that. I could just listen to the little bitch in my head that says, hey, take a stop. It's 2 kilometers. You don't need to keep running. You've been running for 18 minutes. Just stop running. Stopping that from becoming like a real issue for myself, and making sure that I'm putting that effort in to continue running and continue pushing myself. I think that is doing something to my brain chemistry, and it feels really good. I feel like I can conquer most things that I want to accomplish, and I think it's definitely helping me sit down every day to do this for sure, because once upon a time, especially with like, if no one's listening to this, what's the point of continuing doing it, right? And that's a bad attitude to have, but that would have been the attitude that I would have had at one point, right? Is like, oh, well, I'm sitting down to do this audio journal, I'm posting it every day. Posting it every day for me is like a way of keeping myself accountable. I have to post it daily, because otherwise I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? If other people are expecting it or seeing it or noticing it, if I just cut these off at any point, it means that I've stopped doing them. And whether anyone's listening or not, there's an accountability. You can see it. There's a real measure. You can see the dates. You can see when I've posted it. You can see the days it's been posted, the time it was posted. You know what I mean? And so making that effort to work the rest of my life around working out and doing this podcast, it means that I've stopped playing as many video games. I haven't jumped on. I would normally sit down and play COD or bloody Fortnite or whatever. I'd sit there and play for hours with my mates, or my brother-in-law or whoever. But I've barely been jumping on that because I just don't have time. I'm reading on the train on the way into work. I'm trying to get my 10 pages in. I'm putting all this effort into really shifting how I live my life and really shifting my perspective on what life could and should be. I'm allowing myself to take the time to relax when I feel like I need to. Whereas once before I would have felt lazy and like relaxing. I couldn't just relax because I had so much shit to do because I wasn't doing anything, if that makes sense. Whereas now it's like, well, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, most of the weeks I do 3 days of weight training and 3 days of cardio, like long form cardio, getting my heart rate up for 20-30 minutes, like really burning myself out. And I'm just putting that effort in. I think it's been really fucking positive. I think if anyone is going to do it, if anyone has thought about it, is thinking about it, just start small, but putting it off until you are in a better mentality to do more is just going to burn you out anyway, because when you finally do more, you're going to be doing too much, Start small. Do a 1 kilometer jog walk. Try jogging a kilometer. And then try jogging a kilometer and walking half a kilometer. It's just one of those things. Start really, really small and work your way up. Eat healthier. Learn to cook 1 meal. Learn to cook 2 meals. Learn how to cook rice well. Once you figured out how to cook rice well, learn how to make a sauce, or learn how to cook chicken well, or whatever. If you're not eating meat, then learn how to cook your veggies well. Focus a dish around a different flavoring. Go and buy a random flavoring from the shopping center, from the shops, and it might be cumin, and then work out a dish that you can make with cumin and figure out how to make that dish. Follow instructions, read methods and recipes and stuff like that. Follow a recipe. And then once you've got that recipe locked down, make a dish. Make something to eat. Make something healthy. Make something unhealthy first. Make something delicious. Learn to cook making things that you like to eat. And then work on making things that you haven't tried before, and use what you know that you like to make that something that you can enjoy, rather than eating shitty food all the time. You don't need to get KFC. You don't need to get Macca's. You don't need to get pizza. I had Macca's on Tuesday, maybe. I got a 1/4 pounder meal. I added bacon and tomato to my burger. I added tomatoes. I was like, I'll be a bit healthy. But I bought 20 nuggets. Now, did I need any more than 6? Absolutely not. But I bought 20, and I ate 17 of them, and I felt fucking so sick. And then the next day I went for a 5 kilometer run, and I suffered because of it. No, it wasn't really suffering. It was discomfort. But it was like, I knew that run was made harder because I was processing shitty junk food. I knew that run was made harder because I was punishing myself in a way, or my body was punishing me for putting that shit into it. And it's been harder to enjoy these things. It's been harder to enjoy these takeouts and stuff, because I have this bad connection with food, where I just eat, right? I'm sad, I eat. I'm happy, I eat. I'm anxious, I eat. And it's never good shit. It's like lollies and stuff. So I'm still trying to learn how to combat that and be better because of that, and be better at that, sorry. And so I'm learning about how my digestive system works for the first time in my life at 27 years old. I'm learning about how long it takes me to process lunch so that I can run later in the afternoon, And once before, I'd never really be conscious of it because it didn't matter, because I wasn't doing anything. I didn't need to perform. I didn't need to eat at a certain time. I didn't need to eat a certain amount, And so it's been super positive. It's interesting. I'm 43 days in now to sobriety. We're 43 days into this year as well, just FYI. And in 43 days, or even less, I'd say like the last 30 days, I've completely transformed my life to be what it is now. I can't not go for a run. I can't not go to the gym and exercise. And I have these big plans, and I think the big execution of plans is writing them down and having these things written down, and having other people to hold me accountable, and having things to hold me accountable. You know, like 3 of my goals this year are my only goals, my only New Year's resolutions is health, wealth, and happiness. And so far this year, I've been building wealth, you know, putting a good amount of money away, and not going out and drinking and spending it all on fucking pot. I'm building my health. I'm able to run. I'm able to, you know, do things that I wasn't able to do 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago. I would never even dreamed of this 6 months ago. To think of where I was 6 months ago mentally to where I am now is insane, you know. And I started to hate the guy that I was, you know. I started to look in the mirror and really hate who I was becoming and who I was. And a huge part of that was my work environment, but a bigger part of that was the excuses I was making, and the acceptance of my my situation, and not trying to change that myself. I mean, you know, if you're not showing up for yourself every day, who is? And so now I feel guilty almost. Like I got pizza last night because Maddie's mum, my mother-in-law, came to stay. I got pizza last night. I ate most of it when I got home from my run, which just means that I have to go for another run. You know, I'm trying to hit 12 kilometers this week, and just between Thursday and yesterday, I've already done 10. Where once before I would have had to, I would have to do 5 2-kilometer runs, or you know what I mean. I'd have to work it out a bit longer. I was thinking about reasoning and doing 3.5 yesterday, and then doing 3.5 on Sunday. But I feel right now, like tonight, I should be able to go and do another. I could finish off my 12, maybe if I could even get to 15, if I really wanted to. And part of me is like, I want to work that pizza off. I can do leg day tomorrow at the gym, and then Monday I've got the day off, so I can go and do chest. Tuesday I can have a rest day, like whatever. You know what I mean? It's not about what I do and when. It's just about staying healthy and staying active, and you know, if I've got the means and the energy today to go to the gym, I'm not just going to take the day off on a technicality, because what happens if I get busy tomorrow night? You know, what happens if something happens with Otis and I'm stuck out at the vet until fucking midnight? You know, like, things could happen. So, and even saying that out loud and having that mentality now is just night and day from who I used to be and who I have thought that I was for so long. And I guess if nothing else, maybe this podcast one day will be a testament to how actively showing up for yourself every day, and journaling, or you know, audio journaling, audience or not, having somebody other than yourself, I guess setting expectations and having someone to follow up with, having a mentor, having a friend, having someone who knows about your plight and is willing to help you and hype you up and work with you and work, you know, not let you make excuses. That anybody can change their life for the better. And, you know, I'm no one special. I'm nobody at all, really. I'm just your average guy, just a normal dude. And I'm just trying to make my life better, and I'm trying to do it in a way that can help other people make theirs better. And so hopefully, if you guys stick around for the journey, or if anyone's listening to this episode after listening to the past 42, you can start to hear a change in who I am. And I mean, even I go back and listen to some of the earlier episodes, and I cringe so hard at who I was and who I am and who I think I am and all these other little elements of it. But I think the recognition that I'm nobody special, I'm nobody at all, and I am just trying to make my life better, and I'm just trying to hold myself accountable for that, and that's what you're listening to here. So thank you for being a part of that journey. I appreciate it.